Up and down the UK, behind the facades of our local suburban streets, or hidden from view in the myriads of tower blocks, often there lurks a grim secret, only revealed when the authorities are alerted by a local resident or passer-by. Here in Leicester, extreme cleaners Dave and Graham have been called out by the council to a private property next door to a council tenant who's been complaining about an infestation of rodents coming from the private house. Using their powers to force entry to the property, the council have learnt from the owner that their tenants have disappeared, leaving the property in a terrible state. What Dave and Graham are about to discover isn't the best start to the day.
Yeah, terrific. It's worse than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
I think we would need a bigger van, Dave.
Yeah. Can't wait to see what the rest of the house is like. It's shocking.
As they venture further into the property, as well as the tons of rubbish, the whole house is covered in mouse droppings. It seems the tenants have done a runner, leaving the mice behind. Even for extreme veteran Dave, this place seems already to have got the better of him.
When you see it like this, you think to yourself, why do I bother? I don't know, I'm lost. I don't know what to say. This is the worst I've been on.
So there's nothing for it but for Dave and Graham to make a start by trying to clear a path from the front door into the house. No sooner are they in than they discover the first of many horrors, an absolute proof of the source of the neighbours' infestation of mice.
Oh, what you found there, Dave?
It's a squished mouse. There's just so much rubbish. They've been living under that and they've just been stood on. Oh, there's another one.
The mouse that lived in the shoe. Probably the smell of the shoe that killed it.
For the boys, this two-bedroomed house will take them at least a week to clear while they set about removing the tons of rubbish. But it's yet to reveal some of its worst surprises. Back in Leicester, Dave and Graham are making slow progress in returning the two-bed house to some sort of normality. Surprisingly, there's a lack of evidence of any drug abuse, which is normally par for the course with this type of extreme clean. In these cases, the cleaning team have got to deal with needles and drug paraphernalia.
It makes you feel sick, really, because there's no reason to live like this at all, like, you know. It's just unbelievable. It's just shocking, really. It makes you feel numb.
There's no drug use, there's no signs of medication. There's DVD players and there's modern stuff in here and everything like that. It looks like there's nothing wrong with them, it's just that they can't be arsed, basically. They're just pigs, animals.
Now they've made a path from the front door into the living room, the next job is to remove all the big items such as the sofas, so the boys can get better access to the tons of rubbish. But by moving the big items, they disturb some of the hundreds of curdled milk bottles strewn all over the house.
That's got mushrooms.
Oh God, that one stinks.
We've got mushrooms in that one. That's the beauty, that is.
Oh.
It's like something you find in a laboratory. I think these milk bottles are breeding, Dave.
For Dave especially, the smell of rancid milk is too much to bear.
It's like sick, but you know, when you smell sick, it gets in the back of your throat and makes you want to be sick. It's the first time I've ever smelled it like that, and it's the worst.
After a few hours of hard graft, they've made good headway in the front room. It's now time to move on to the dining room, a step nearer to the nightmare kitchen. For Dave, having forgot his mask, the smell of milk bottles is now becoming virtually unbearable.
Oh, I think I'm going to throw up. The smell was unbelievable.
To Graham's amusement, he's unearthed what seems to be an old job vacancy.
I've just found a job here. He wants a job as a cleaner. That's pretty ironic. Experience preferred, but not essential, as training can be given. Duties involve vacuuming, dusting, mopping, cleaning toilets and toilet area. Terrific.
With the big items now cleared from the dining room, next on the agenda is the kitchen. It's not a job that they're in a massive rush to tackle.
What we're doing, the dreaded kitchen there.
In Leicester, extreme cleaners Dave and Graham are taking a well-deserved break from the stench of the revolting two-bed house clearance. But next on the agenda is the room they've been dreading.
We're going to go in the kitchen now. There's hundreds of bottles of milk in there that have just been left standing. They've all curdled up, and that's the bad smell of this property, really. It's making us both heave, have a quick drink, and then get stuck in.
So, somewhat refreshed, they can't put the kitchen off any longer.
No, can't open the windows. No, we're locked in.
But now, with no chance of any fresh air, the stench is appalling.
It's just revolting. It's making me want to be sick. I could really be sick.
Yeah, I feel like spewing up now. I really do. You've got to laugh just to take your mind off the smell.
I don't think you can ever take your mind off the smell.
The one thing that all extreme cleaners joke about is never open the fridge until you're mentally prepared. It looks like Graham summoned up the courage.
Oh my God.
As expected, the fridge doesn't disappoint, filled with rotting food and the ubiquitous bottles of milk. Best to close the door on it and leave well alone for another day. As they dig deeper into the shady world of the ex-occupants whose daily lives are becoming even more of a mystery, Dave can only imagine what it would be like to run into them.
It's shocking because, like you say, people live in it and they go out, probably go into the shop and you know what I mean? They think to themselves, what's that smell? And it's them.
As the tenants who sublet this house did a runner, no one will probably ever know why they chose to lead their lives in this dreadful way.
Unless they just lived on takeaways, there's no sign that anybody's actually eaten from this house.
Oh. So I mean, no sign of cooking or anything.
It's a mystery, isn't it? This is a weird mystery, this one is.
The lads' first day is now drawing to a close, and with some 50 massive black bags of rubbish removed from the house, it still doesn't feel like they've even scratched the surface.
It's just heartbreaking, really. She's just working 8 hours a day, moving all this rubbish for nothing, really, because it don't seem like you're making a dent in it. It's just the final product at the end that makes it better.
But there's every reason for Dave to feel despondent as they've yet to start on the downstairs bathroom. Since the filming of the show, Dave and Graham have braved the bathroom and transformed the two-bedroom house. The owner will have it refurbished and put on the market as soon as possible.